Hello, viewers. This is Geezer Lou, and
Judy too.
so, honey, if you recall, I said I wanted to do some life memories.
Yeah.
Because old people are like libraries. Once we croak, then I'm going to move this up a little bit. Then all the things we know that people might be interested in are gone. So I put this shirt on, and it reminded me of something that was way back in World War II, because on the back of this it says, "Thank the U.S. Navy." So I was thinking back about World War II. You don't know anything about World War II because you were born in the 60s, right?
64.
64. So just think how different things were then.
Oh, I think things are different now.
Well, that's true.
I can only imagine what you think.
Well, think about this. We used to have a horse and carriage that came around. This is like I was born in 39 and the war was over in 1945. So this would have been about 1944, 43 when I was 3 and 4 years old. And I have these vivid memories because things are really interested in little kids, interesting to us, as little kids. So this guy would come around a horse and wagon and he'd go, "Rags!" And when everybody heard that, they'd take any old clothes they had and they'd bring them out and give it to him.
Why?
Exactly. Why? Because they were using them for the war effort. They take all these clothes and evidently they'd shred them up or whatever and do something with them because everything then was for the war effort. Everything. Including, believe it or not, every time the horse took a dump, guess what would happen?
What?
People would run out with shovels and scoop up the horse shit.
Hey, you need to do shorts on this.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, stop it now, right?
Well, no, I'll continue. I'll do a short.
Yeah, but...
So,
Okay.
why do you think they did that?
Fertilizer.
What kind of fertilizer for what?
Food.
Well, here's the deal.
I've done my research.
Everyone was encouraged, I'll put this over this way to see more of my beautiful wife, was encouraged to do victory gardens because fresh vegetables was practically not even available. Everybody grew their own garden. So everybody had what was known as a victory garden. And I can remember growing potatoes as a little kid. And that's why I like to grow stuff now.
You haven't been around any horses, have you?
And my mother would clean my ears and I'd say, "Look, there's potatoes growing in there." I thought she really meant it. So anyway, at the same time, everything was so scarce. We had a refrigerator, and it wasn't a regular refrigerator. It had a block of ice up top.
Icerator.
It was an icerator?
Yeah, instead of a refrigerator, it's an icerator.
Well, I'll call it whatever you want to call it. It had a fan that would blow the cold air down onto the food, right? A guy would come around with a huge horse and carriage again. Love that horse pucky. And he would go, "Ice, ice." And we'd come out and he knew exactly who had what for refrigeration. He would take an ice pick. He had this gigantic block of ice, probably weighed 1,000 pounds or whatever, I'm guessing. And he'd take an ice pick and he'd go, and he'd chop out an exact size piece that would fit in our refrigerator. And it always amazed me. I don't know how he could do that. He had a leather apron, and he would take the tongs of the leather apron, and he'd throw the ice back over his back, on his back, and he'd climb up 2 flights of stairs to our apartment, and we'd open up the refrigerator, and that block of ice would fit in there perfectly every time.
You know why? Because he didn't want to go downstairs and redo it again and come back up those
That's right.
stairs.
Experience is the best teacher.
He did it right the first time.
That's right.
He's probably made a lot of mistakes before that, though. before he actually perfected it. So I'm just
Well,
trying to
so
answer.
you say.
I'm
How do
trying
you
to
know
answer
he
your
wasn't a
question.
genius and could do it right away?
Well, no, I'm trying to answer your question. You said, how does he do that? Well,
Okay.
he memorized it because he doesn't want to go up those 2 flights of
I
stairs
think that's
again.
great motivation.
There you go. Everybody needs some kind of motivation.
You're going to get some motivation in a minute.
Okay.
So, the other thing was, on this street we had, everybody knew everybody.
Well,
It's not like today.
I'm picturing everything you're telling me because I've seen it in the movies where the guy would have the ice thing.
You
And
did?
yeah.
I didn't know that. So
Yeah.
anyway, everybody knew everybody on this street. It was Granger Street in Dorchester, Massachusetts. Not Massachusetts, Massachusetts. I think that was it. So anyway, we had this midget. Actually, he was a dwarf. Wait a minute. Was he a dwarf or a midget?
Can you say
wait,
small
wait.
person?
No, I'm trying to figure out which one he was. That's a technical term.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Not a small person. I think he was a midget. And he used to have a car, a full-size car, and he put a big pillow up on top of the driver's seat. And his kids were fascinated. In those days, kids were allowed to be curious. And he'd climb up on that pillow, and he had a standard shift car. And he would drive off, and he'd push the clutch pedal with a stick to change the gears. It was amazing. And everything was such tight supply, but white walls were the big thing on a car in those days. So he would come out and paint white walls on his tires. And we were little kids. We'd come out and be fascinated watching him. We'd hand him the paintbrush or whatever he needed. And it was just, everybody knew everybody. And that's why I fell in love with women. And I mentioned this once before. Nylons were non-existent. Nylons were used to make parachutes.
How we go from
You're going to find
white
out.
wall tire?
You're going to find out.
Oh.
So these beautiful girls, I think they were in the apartment below us, young women, wanted to look, women are women, they want to look beautiful. They would take mercurochrome or iodine, one of the two, and they would paint their legs. They would paint them so it looked like they were wearing nylons. And I would watch that, and I was fascinated. And I've always loved women ever since. So see how lucky you are.
Wow.
I could have grown up hating women. All right, so I think that's just, and my mother would take me into Boston in the subway. Subway was clean. She would dress me up. She would dress up. We'd walk through the subway. We didn't have to worry about drunks, alcoholics, drug users, and people attacking us. And they had groups of women, again, why I love women, in like a set of little bleachers, stands, 3 or 4 high, and they'd be like 15 to 20 women in there. And they would have recruiting posters. One would be Navy, one would be Army, one would be Marines, Air Force. And I remember walking by that, and one of the women shouted up to me, and I had to be only like 4 years old. What do you want to be when you grow up? And I said, a Marine. And they all went, yay, and clapped. And I'll never forget that. I was only a little tiny kid.
And what are you? What were you?
Well, I turned out to be a sailor.
What's the difference? No, we won't go into that. But anyway,
Yes.
that was very interesting, Lou.
Every inch a sailor. You'll know what that means if you were in the Navy.
No,
All right, so darling, can you think of anything you'd like to know about this?
No, I can say I'm surprisingly happy we did this video.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't want to do it.
Well, no, it's not that I didn't want to do it. It's just not my topic. But between us, we just make it happen.
That's right.
All right.
So between us two, we say,
Be
the best person you can be. Thank you.
Thank you.